Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here, and welcome back to evercrisis. We're going to be talking about floor 30, what I did to get through it. This is going to be off of my Twitch streams. If you guys don't know, I sort of stream over at twitch.tv/SmellyOctopus. I run co-ops, carry people. My community helps out a bunch as well too. Constantly answering any questions you guys have, builds, whatever you guys need, we got it over there. But this is going to be drawn directly live from there. I'm going to run over what I did, why I did it, and I'm going to give you a couple tips here and there that can hopefully help your team pass this. So you don't have to copy my team, you don't have to copy my characters. It's just what the enemy does versus what you end up buffing / debuffing on the enemy. So we're going to walk through step by step. I'm going to explain it, and hopefully something here can help you pass floor 30. Because honestly, anything past floor on 20 is just blue crystals, and you could technically just farm blue crystals on the premium quest 3 times a day until you have enough for all your characters, so you never really need to touch the battle tower. But it feels good passing this content, so let me try to help you out. So the point of this guide is to show you how I clear this. It's going to help you with a couple of things here and there, tips and tricks, but this doesn't mean this is the only way to beat this giant. Everyone's teams are different. Everyone has different debuffs, buffs, characters, HP. The more HP you have, the more hard content you can pass. So try adding more HP to your substat weapons instead of just going pure damage, right? Or in this case, I think you do need pure damage because you kind of have to get through a really hard part. Again, pull and take what you get from this video. This is just my first time clearing it. So the Astral Iron Giant is a physical damage dealer. You want to bring up your defense as much as you can and lower his attack. So let me show you my team currently on this. During the time that I ended up completing this quest, I was around the 88,000 power level mark. My Barret was rocking 1,049 attack, HP at 3,316. So that's what his stats look like. The material I'm running here is D-Brave. This is going to lower the enemy's physical attack. Again, you can bring in any weapon on any character that you currently have worked on that lowers the enemy's physical attack. This is going to be one of the key factors into this, unless you have a lot of HP and you have triple barrier and you're able to survive the big hit every single time it comes up. A way to work around having low HP is lowering the enemy's attack. So D-Brave, barrier, and I got myself the Triangle Sigil Breaker of Ruin spells, either Ruin or Ruin Blow for physical. So the actual sub-equipment over here is just level 50, any 5 stars I had in my inventory, because at this point of power level, I was just making anything level 50 to stick on my 3 main characters. I'm running W Machine here, which lowers the enemy's physical defense. You can again find any character that has this. Cloud is on your team. If you have Hard Edge, he has physical defense down. It's going to help speed up that last phase and also stop the enemy from putting a buff on. So key factors here is that D-Brave and defense down, along with barrier to allow you survive. That's what my Barret looked like. My Cloud build, running Murasami with the Buster Sword. I do have the 5-star armor on here. Your main DPS might be someone different right now. You might be running Water Cloud. Just best weapon that you currently have. Max it out as far as you can because it is a little bit of a DPS race at the end. I do have a level 5 Limit Break on. I'm running Barrier, Cure, and I'm running the Triangle Sigil as well. Again, sub weapons, nothing special. Maybe the Broadsword in there that raises my physical attack up, along with my lightning damage up, but the enemy's resistance to lightning, so it doesn't matter. This was my main DPS. And then the last character you should bring in is a healer. Someone who can heal up right away, like Aerith, AoE heals. Tifa also does it. Matt does heals as well. There's a couple of characters. So just a way to fully sustain your team as soon as possible. I am running the healing limit break. Just for the uh-oh moments that my cure isn't ready, I pop the limit break. So that is Aerith. Aerith is running the Sigil Triangle. She's running a Thunder spell for the Wave 1 and Wave 2 clear. And then she also has a barrier. So the strategy here is triple barrier, D-Brave, defense down, and just survive as much as you can. So your sub-equipment should have like HP boosts on them off of the weapons. So the more HP you have, the more you can get through this without so much setup. So before jumping in, this is what the party fully looked like. 88,742 power level. It doesn't matter. It's just telling you what your gear score is. What really matters is how much HP you got, how much damage you can dish out, and the right materia equipped. So that's the key factor, but I did want to show you the total before I jump in here. There's a couple of my Discord that did clear this around 80,000 power level as well, just with the right strategy. So the Iron Giant phase right here is where this gets really crazy. So he's going to start off with a triple level 3 attack boost. If you go to battle info, it'll also tell you what's currently going on. Enemy physical attack buff at wave starts +3. So you have 3 tiers of physical attack up. The debrave I have only lowers 1 tier at a time. And you'll know that by the little triangles that are on the buff itself. So right here you see a triangle arrow up. That's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 physical attack up. We want to get rid of that ASAP. So the idea of the previous 2 waves is to come in here with all 3 of your limit breaks on so you can use them as soon as you have to. So right here I switched to Barrett. We're going to be popping off debraves. So you can already see right there, it now only has 2 tiers on it. When I cast another debrave, watch this. Boom, another tier off. We're also going to be playing in semi-auto over here, so I have some sort of control of my characters. That way I can choose what to do. If I end up not casting anything in time, my character will cast something according to what's going on when it's closer to full ATB. But if you are playing manual or semi-mode, make sure you're switching your attack to your defense. So pay attention to this orange slowly closing. Once it's around here on that horn, you can switch like you can see I just did. Try to get the last debrave. Didn't work. But I'm at full HP, and I'm taking a total of 2,326. So there's a general idea with the right amount of defense, which I don't think I have any stacked. I took that much off of my almost 4,000 HP cloud that's right above me here. Now we're going to continue on here. We survived the first blow with 1 attack boost up. We're going to continue staying on whatever character has the defense or attack down. So now he no longer has an attack buff. And you're going to see me switching back and forth, possibly casting barriers on Aerith. Depending on how much HP you have, you want to cycle through that. So over here, I switch to defense mode, the big blue triangle, whenever he does any kind of attack. If you're in auto mode, it would automatically done this. But since you're not playing in auto, so you can control somewhat of the fight, definitely do that. Once I apply the last debrave, we have the debrave down 1, and this is a debrave low, which means I can only lower it by 1. If you had a weapon that did like mid or high, you can get debrave with 3 arrows down, like you can see with the shield beside it. It has 2 arrows down, so that's 2 defense down, where this is only 1 attack down. So keep that in mind. Once you do that, you're going to start using your character to lower the Astral Giant's defense. That way you can get through these phases quickly. Whenever my team is about to die, which you can see all my HPs over here, I bring in Aerith and I try to heal as soon as possible. Always switch to defense mode to heal because you get healing potency plus 50% even when you're doing your limit break. So make sure you're switching this. You take 30% less damage. Every time you want to heal, defense, Curaga, go back to attack right away like you see me do here. So I heal. I switch to Barrett because I'm getting ready for more debraves to make sure it's always on, and I switch back to attack. Because I just switched, there was a delay. I just took the hit, but I used healing wave over here because my Barrett is pretty much dead, right? So that's the cycle you want to go through as you're going through all this. You're just making sure the party's always top with your Aerith, so that's why you're switching to her to heal. Switch back to Barrett to get that debrave on so he doesn't do as much damage. And the barriers are more for the final big hit to survive it. Because having the debrave plus the barriers means you can survive that crazy attack. So you're always going to be on Barrett or Aerith between. This Cloud is just going to do his own thing. Thankfully, the bot over here did cast barrier. If I feel like it's a barrier time moment, I would put it on. If you're weaker than my team is, during this orange happening right here, fill up, you will be running a debrave and then a barrier, switch to Cloud, barrier, switch to Aerith, barrier, and then switch to defense mode to survive these big hits. So I'm making sure that the physical defense and debrave are sticking on it. I'm in defense mode. Here comes Helm Splitter, and I'm taking a total of 1,785. I know you can't see it, but behind me, behind my other Octo head, you can see that there is a barrier on Cloud, debrave on the enemy, so I'm only taking that much damage. So these are key things here. You want to make sure that debrave is on whenever big attacks happening and the barriers are being cast. So here's one of his crazy moments where he goes again into refreshing his attack. So back to Barrett, making sure that he's got his debrave keep going. Aerith, I switched to make sure the heal for the whole party. And then I'm casting barriers because a big attack's about to happen. This is, I believe, one of his AoE skills called Grand Sword. So get ready. Make sure that debrave as much as you can. And that's why I play in auto mode, so that he's not casting attacks instead. And we're going to get it down to no physical attack up and switch into defense at the last second. So it's a very, very hectic fight. You could probably do an auto battle if you have all the right materia. But if you saw there, I only took about half my HP and we ended up surviving. So here's another phase, which is about around the half HP mark, or maybe on a timer as well. He's going to cast Vigor. Vigor is going to bring in a whole lot of trouble here. So if you don't take down this in time, you're also going to miss a big DPS window where he doesn't do anything. And he's most likely going to take you down pretty fast. So you want to make sure that you're taking down that triangle, and that's why we brought in the rune spell, Triangle. Cloud has Murasami on, so he takes down, I believe, 5 per hit. If not, there's more than enough time to get through this. And this is where my limit breaks start coming back up. I am not going to use these limit breaks until the last part. So I'm literally going to save them from here to here because I don't know how quick I'm going to take this down. So we interrupt him and then we just go pure damage. Defense down. Don't debrave here. Just keep putting that defense refresh. Barrett's lets it go down to 3 tiers and let Cloud and everyone else just do as much damage as they can. Okay, now that that whole DPS phase is done, you can see I switched to Aerith. I cured my party because we were at a half HP. Aerith is not even good enough to come back out of that. So another reason for playing in Semi is that during that DPS window, you can keep yourself in attack mode and do all the damage you can. And then when you come out of it, you just heal up with your healer. So this is the next part where, again, he takes away that debrave. And he recasts his physical attack up at 3 full tiers. And now you have to deal with Helm Splitter. So again, your main point here is make sure Barrett isn't using anything once you're out of that phase, so he can cast multiple debraves. And a matter of fact, during that DPS phase where we stunned him because we beat the triangle sigil, make sure that Barrett just didn't use a couple of moves at the end. That way he can have full ATB and he can spam 4 of these and have it ready. Where here I only got to spam 3 of them, defense mode, and this is how much damage I ended up taking. So here comes a big hit. Boom, 2,243. That is a big hit. But this is where it's going to get crazy because we're now getting towards the 25% mark, which is like the beginning of where his name says Astral Iron, right there. So we're casting Debrave because if you don't, when he buffs, he's going to put on these buffs that you can't get rid of, and he has double the buffs. So there's Short Fuse, which if you look, he only has the 2 solid frame attacks on. So here's a situation of another run I was doing where he goes into Short Fuse, which is where this is the Berserk mode, you gotta go. And I completely fail here, as you can see, he has triple attack buffs on, and he just one-shots everyone, even if they have barriers on. I know you can't see it, but everyone has barriers on, but they're just dying left to right. So yes, you want to get that off right away. So look, watch. I cast a Debrave. Debrave hits, but all 3 buffs stay. So a key thing is to debrave him before the short fuse, which is HP sitting at the eye. See his name, Astral Iron? Right over there is where he goes into Short Fuse. So have that debrave down so you don't have to deal with that triple buff that won't come off, or it might just be so deep that you need a high potency debrave in order to take off that 3rd one. So we're back over here. This is the one I'm showing you my current run. He went to Short Fuse, and as you can see up there, he doesn't have that 3rd attack buff. So from this point on, I'm casting Barrier. I'm switching over to Cloud, casting Barrier, and then I switch over to Barrett's, and I believe I go for defense down because this is DPS time. We've already went through his big hits. We want to get out of here as soon as possible. So I slap in that defense down. Oh yeah, we got the sigil phase here. Yeah, so we ended up just like crushing it. With that defense down, interruption into limit break, switching over to attack to make sure we're doing attack. We get the full heal here, so if I do come out of this, I'm not done. I have full HP and ready to take a hit. Barrett's going for that damage, and then you can see me, I'm so happy down here. And then Cloud's doing it as well. Well, I was happy for a second, now I'm serious mode. And there you go. Last hit's going through. I'm casting more defense down so that if he does one-shot someone, at least the other characters can take him down. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh my god, that run went so well. Okay, so So that's pretty much my run for the Iron Giant. This doesn't mean this is the only strategy. There could be more strategies to this, and there is. Mine is just rocking that D-Brave or attack down and defense down to get through all of the craziness this guy does, including barriers, because without the barriers, I still got one shot with just D-Braves. So the combination of those two things works really well. This is my strategy. If you guys have more strategies, leave them down below in the comment section. That way people can kind of be like, oh, you know what? I have your team. Maybe I can do it if I just run that instead. I just want to show you how I ended up clearing it, and hopefully something here helped you guys out. For now though, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smile you later.